Hello and welcome to this exciting show. It's business as usual for some of these episodes during the week. Now, I've got an interesting guest. That's Janine Myburg. She's the president of the Cape Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Janine, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, and hello to the viewers.
We've got some interesting things to talk about because we've got the Cape Chamber of Commerce and then we've got some events that you're busy with, like the expo that's happening soon. But I would like to talk about the Chamber first. I know it's got a rich history in Cape Town and it's part of the fabric, the business fabric of Cape Town. Tell us a bit about the history of the Chamber.
Well, the Cape Chamber of Commerce and Industry is 211 years old.
211?
11 years old.
That's a long time.
Yes, very much so. I'm the first female president they've had in all the time.
It happens somewhere down the line.
Yes.
All the time.
And it started initially where there were problems with the ships entering the ports, and it was basically to play a mediation role and to solve the problems between the ships. And that's where business started, and it started with business networking, and that's how the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, people often forget the industry part, started 211 years ago.
Now, that's a long time, and there's been lots of development and growth, and I'm sure over the 200 odd years ago that things have changed, dynamics have changed, and the Chamber has adapted to the ever-changing environment of business and politics around the world. How has that transitioned over the years?
Oh, very much so. I joined the Chamber of Commerce when I started my business about 16 years ago. And when I joined, I was the youngest person there. I was the only woman there. And it was a lot of old gentlemen that had shorts and long socks on. And it was a lot of white gentlemen. And now the demographics have changed completely. I'm very pleased to say we're fully integrated. We've got a lot of young people. We've got a lot of senior people on our council. So just looking at the people that attend the council meetings and who run the chamber, the board meetings, the demographics and the age has changed completely over the years.
So basically the transformation in the chamber itself was congruent and aligned to that transformation that we were seeing throughout South Africa and within the business spheres.
Yes, and we purposely did it. We purposely went about it to ensure that we are transformed, because you can't be the voice of business and you can't lead business if you don't set an example and if you aren't transformed.
Many people sitting back will wonder, what does a chamber do, a business chamber? What is it that you do? What's the primary roles and functions that you play?
We first of all, we are the voice of business, and we create an enabling environment for business. So we do training, we do networking, we do lobbying, and basically, it's one of our previous presidents used to say it's the school of business. I like to think it's the school of life, because you grow there, you interact with people, you solve your problems, but you also learn how to run your business ethically and morally.
So basically you have membership, and in that membership there's high levels of networking that goes on, and that's how business, I think networking is a big part of business.
Very much so. We have more functions than there are days in the year, literally, because we've got functions all over the province. But yes, networking is a major part, but it's not only the networking. We are the voice, and we lobbying. For example, if we would think that the city's budget is excessive, we'd comment on that. The visa regulations that have come out now, that how it affects business. 1 in 8 people are in the hospitality industry or in the tourism industry, and it negatively affects our economy. So we would go out loud and comment on what negatively affects our economy and what benefits the economy. We're not only there to raise the challenges, we're also there to suggest solutions.
You mentioned that you have quite a bit of functions that are happening all the time, and that seems to be a core focus, and I understand why. Tell us a bit about those functions and what their focuses are.
Okay, well, we've got 11 portfolio committees, and they are aligned along the portfolio committees of Parliament. And then we've got additional portfolio committees, such as the Youth Chamber and agricultural chambers. But, for example, we'd have an HR portfolio committee, and then we would have everything relating to HR challenges. We've, out of interest, having on the 11th of June, we've got Professor Janssen from the University of Free State coming to talk to us about HR matters. So that would be an HR aligned matters. Something we're also very excited about is we've got the Small Business Development Expo, which is happening this month, where we've got an expo on the 4th of June in Bellville, 11th of June in Kenilworth, and the 24th of June in Mitchell's Plain. And that is basically where small businesses, SMMEs, can come and exhibit, but where they can also interact with the likes of Westgrow, the Receiver of Revenue, the province, the city, Department of Trade and Industry, where you can come and raise your challenges and how these challenges can be addressed. At the Chamber, we want our members to tell us what their problems are. We're not going to tell them what their problems are and how to solve it. They tell us what the problems are, and then we try and assist and address any challenges that they are in the business sphere of their lives.
I think that's quite a vital role that the Chamber plays in
yes,
trying to...
It's an enabling environment.
Correct, yes, and trying to take a particular sector moving forward, because business within any economy is a vital heartbeat of any economy, and that needs to be taken care of all the time. Now the Expo is coming up soon. It seems like an interesting event. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, as I've said, it happens on the 4th, the 11th and the 24th in the various areas in June, and it's where we invite all small business, and it's not only for chamber members. We've got an open house at the chambers, so any small business is welcome to come and exhibit at these various sectors or in areas that I've suggested, and then the entry is for nothing. We've also got Web Africa.
So that's people visiting.
People visiting. If you want to exhibit,
yes,
then it's 500 Rand.
Yes.
And if you exhibit at, for example, Kenilworth or Bellville, then you get to exhibit in Mitchell's Plain for nothing.
Oh, but that's 500 Rand barely. It's nothing in today's cost for exhibiting.
It's nothing, it just covers our admin cost. It's a facility that we are offering, and it's an exposure that we are giving to our members.
Well, what do you see coming out of this particular expo? Is there a focus on, yes, we mentioned networking, but is there a focus in terms of not only trading and future business, but also creating relations between different players?
And the development. For example, if you have a problem with the receiver of revenue, they're going to be there to address it. We've also got, as I wanted to mention, Web Africa, our sponsor, would be giving everybody that wants to, that exhibits, free seminar on how to market your product or your business online. So it's a training and it's enabling, and that's our duty. We are there to assist our members and to cater for the requirements of our members. It's often, when you're a small business, and I know it when I started my own business, it's very lonely. And that's where you can talk to people about challenges, the challenges of the electricity problem. How do they deal with it? How do they address it? Example, having a messenger. Do we share a messenger? These are we're creating the opportunity for you to solve your problems, to network, to grow as a person, and most importantly, for your business to grow.
It's a very important thing, because I think that you mentioned something interesting, and that's when you start out business, it's a lonely space to be. I think it's only after you've gone out there that everyone starts coming after you, and it's not so lonely anymore. You're actually trying to keep everyone at bay. But it's an interesting dynamic from the point of view that in these forums, I believe that there are certain roads that I'm an entrepreneur myself, that we walk, and it's a very difficult one, and many people don't know about. It's easy to say, let's start a business, let's start a TV channel. But there are many difficult, hard days that you go through to do that. And there are many things that you learn along that road. And I think forums like this also exposes you to other people, where you can sit with them and tell them, these are all the mistakes I've made in the last 10 years to get where we got to. And I'm referring to anybody. And these are the things to do and not to do, because you don't need to walk the road that we've walked this is the easy way to get there. So all that's interesting dialogue.
So very much so. I mean, you learn that business is much like life. You have good days and you have bad days. And when you network with people and you talk to people that have had similar problems, you realize that you don't give up on the bad days, that the good days are on their way. Business is up and down. And how do you secure or ensure that your business goes up more than down? So yes, networking is very important. You try and get business there, but it's building relationships, learning from other people's problems. The training that we cater for example, we did assist you for how your receptionist should be answering the phone, because it's frontline staff. And if you frontline, the first people that the customers see aren't appropriately trained, then your business is going to suffer. Those are the kinds of things that the chamber can assist you with. And then it's very important for us our members must tell us what they want and what they need.
I think it's important that it's an old saying of first impressions are lasting impressions. So I think that you're taking it from high-level discussions down to basic things like, this is what you need to look like when I walk into reception. I think that's excellent that you follow the entire suite in terms of what businesses should look like and sound like. Very important.
Yes, we would, for example, start with training for a receptionist and give you the BEE training, the BEE codes. So it goes right through your business. Whatever you need for your business, the chamber would be able to assist you. And if we can't assist you, we'll send you in the correct direction. We've also got the Dispute Settlement Centre, where people are often afraid to do business in Africa because our courts are very clogged up. So we've got a mediation centre which is internationally recognised and CCMA accredited. So you can come to us and an objective third party appropriately trained can settle your dispute for you.
Janine, does the chamber get involved with procurement, tenders and stuff like that? Do they facilitate or do they just advise?
No, we don't, but we do tell you when there is a portal where you can tell where there are tenders, but no, we don't get involved with that, because that is that, and it's also very important to mention that we are apolitical. So we would one day criticise one political party and the next day the other political party.
That doesn't go down well when you're looking at procurement and stuff like that.
Yeah, and especially if you're the president, no, it doesn't go down well, but we harness that and we're very proud of our apolitical status.
You personally, being the president of the Cape Chamber of Commerce and Industry, it's quite a lofty title to have, but with that comes lots of challenges and responsibilities. How have you been taking that, and what's your plans for the next couple of years to get things where you want them to be?
Well, thank you very much. It's a voluntary position, and I firmly believe that.
So you volunteered to take on the elects?
Yes,
that's fine. You still got them.
You get selected
yes.
at a point. The people have to vote you in, but it's not. You don't get paid for it.
No, of course.
Let me put it that way.
Which makes it even more challenging. But I think you do it out of passion, and that's important.
Yes, and this is the fourth time that I've done it, so it's easier for me. But it's also, I like being at the centre where things are changing and where you can see where you make a difference. Plans for the future is to grow our membership, to be of service to people that really need it. And that's why I keep on stressing. It's important for me that our members say what they need and that we not advocate to them what we think they need.
There are political changes in South Africa at the moment, like anywhere else around the world, and with that comes business changes and people talk about recessive states and all kinds of things that goes on. What do you foresee happening? This is the question on everyone's lips at the moment. Where do you see South Africa going from a business point of view? And what are the enticing factors for people watching the program from the rest of Africa that says, come to South Africa, we can still do business?
First of all, we're in a concerning time now. We've got an energy crisis, sometimes we've got a moral crisis, so it is concerning. But South Africans are very resilient. We're a rich country. We are an innovative country and innovative people. So I firmly believe that, and I've travelled extensively, and I don't want to live anywhere else besides in Cape Town. So we've
Welcome
got
to the club.
Thanks. We've got a business ethos, and I think in any country there's ups and downs, and we still have a very vital person or people in South Africa. And our country, we've got a rich country. So there is money, we must just harness it properly for our country to grow better in the future.
I want to touch a little bit on the youth aspect because we see a transition of people, which is the normal progression of life, and that is that we have ideologies and philosophies built for today, and then we got upcoming youth that normally take over, and that's the cycle of life. What is the Chamber doing? I know that you mentioned that you got the youth,
Yes.
but how much focus is on the youth at the moment to get them out there? And I'm asking this question for a specific reason. The reason I'm asking this is we find youth today are becoming more and more difficult. I think that your generation, being young, there were certain challenges. Mine, there were certain challenges.
Are you saying there's an age difference?
Maybe not. And so we go down and we find this new generation that's coming up that grows up with certain technological advances, and they've become, I'm going to say this outright, more and more lazy, and they're just pressing buttons, and that's how the world has gone. So challenges are being attached to all of that lifestyle. What's Chamber doing to take them forward business-wise?
When I tell my niece I was at school and we weren't allowed to use calculators, she looks as if I come from Mars. So it's very important for us. Personally, for me, it's very important. And 3 weeks ago, we established the Youth Chamber. And I'm very proud to say that our chairperson is a student at UCT and our vice chairperson is a scholar, is still in school or a student or a learner. So
still at school?
Yes.
Okay, so you've really gone down
yes,
to youth itself.
I don't really understand where they cater. I know government caters for youth until 35. I've gone to really for the youth to create entrepreneurship, to give them leaders and guidance. And we're starting with internships where we can take the youth into businesses and show them what business really is like. I mean, I'm an attorney. It's people only see what being an attorney is on TV and the American version, and it's not even close to that. So we show them what it is, what it's like to be in a business, how to run a business, but how to also ethically run and morally run the business, because that in the end is very important.
Correct, yes. So basically the Chamber has gone out there and there is a focus on youth.
Yes,
and I think that's
it's very new and it's very only started. No, we've had it, but I've concentrated on it recently, yes.
That's very good. Now, I know that the other question that people normally have when we talk about social demographics is everyone asks this question, and they ask this question for everything. And yes, I know that you're a female, being the president. Are there any female-specific programs that adapt females within the business spheres? Because whether we like it or not, the playing fields have leveled to a certain degree, but whether we like it or not, females still need to play a key role when it comes to very senior leadership in corporate and stuff like that. What's your take on that?
We don't have specific programs for women, but it's in our transformation agenda. It's very important. But women don't want to be treated differently. Women want an equal opportunity. Don't give me a position because I'm a woman. Give me the position because I was treated equally and I qualified sufficiently.
From a merit point of view.
Yes. So, but we do take into transformationary roles how we do push the appropriate gender and the appropriate race.
Now, I know that we've really covered lots of information about the Chamber. We totally understand where the Chamber is going. Just want to touch, as we end the show, that expo coming up. How do people get in touch with you to be part of that expo? And give us one very, very good reason why they should.
I can tell you only one reason, because you'd be stupid not to do so.
That's putting it very bluntly.
As a business owner, as a small business owner, that is where you need to be for your business to grow and for you to grow. And I would ask them to please contact Denise at the Chamber, and it's Denise at capechamber.co.za or 021 402 4300.
Now, Janine, we're going to have those details on the screen so that people can contact you and be part of growing their own businesses by joining the Chamber and doing what
and if
being
you're
part of what you do.
If you're interested, and just come and have a look. If you don't have a small business, come and have a look. You might become a small business owner one day.
Thank you, Janine, for coming on the show. It's been nice chatting to you.
Thank you.
Janine Myburg, the President of the Cape Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The expo is coming up soon. We've got the details on the screen. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.